Welcome back to Legion Builds, where I help you bring fictional characters into games of Dungeons & Dragons. Today we're diving once more into Dead by Daylight, and we are building the Wraith. Once a simple and tormented man named Philip, the entity has twisted him into the ultimate predator. Silent, merciless, and completely devoid of all emotion. So let's get to work. Our goals are pretty fun. First, we need to make you the predator. And I'm not saying like a predatory animal, I mean the actual predator. That means invisibility and enhanced tracking skills. The Wraith's stealth abilities are unmatched in Dead by Daylight. He is the entity's personal hunter. Next, fear is your weapon and the shadows are your home. You serve your purpose dutifully, and you are more at home in darkness than any other creature. Finally, fear might be your weapon, but you're actually going to need a weapon. A weapon you feel a great connection to because you made it out of something special. We're using standard point array, roll if you want. I'm doing most of the work anyway. We are multi-classing, so keep requirements in mind. We're starting off with Dex at 15. You are a really sneaky bastard, like standing in between people and not being seen sneaky. Charisma is next at 14. Your boss needs fear and you're going to deliver. Wisdom will be 13. You can't kill people if you can't track them. Strength is at 12 because you need that to retrieve the pieces to your new axe. I get he deserved it, but damn. Con will be a 10. Sunlight is good for you, but you hate light, so you have a serious vitamin deficiency. And we'll be dumping intelligence. You're not dumb, you just have really bad luck, and now you have a being of darkness and evil thinking for you. Philip was a human, but the Wraith is not. The entity has driven everything out of you that isn't rage and despair and turned you into a tree, I think. Seriously, what the hell did the entity do to you? Why is your skin bark now? Anyway, Reborn are creatures that have gone through a dramatic change. You receive 2 stat increases, place +2 into Charisma and +1 into Wisdom. Ancestral Legacy grants you 2 free skills. Take Stealth and Perception to sneak around and catch those trying to sneak around themselves. Knowledge from a past life lets you add 1d6 to any skill check you make, a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. Deathless Nature grants you advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and disease, resistance to poison damage, advantage on death saves, and you no longer breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. Your long rests are now 4 hours, in which you remain motionless, and you can't be put to sleep by magical means. For your background skills, we're just going to need Survival and Intimidation. Since you've been remade by the entity and granted supernatural abilities, we're starting off with Warlock. For skills, we need nothing. You already have all the skills you need. So take what you want, like, I don't know, nature? You're a tree now after all. I'm sorry, I really don't know why you're made of wood. It just bothers me. Level 1 Warlocks receive an otherworldly patron. Since you're the entity's personal hunter and you're all about shadows, we're going to go with Hexblade. Hex Warrior grants you proficiency in all martial weapons, and you can bond with a weapon to make the attack and damage charisma based, as long as it lacks the two-handed property. Grab an axe and start swinging. Hexblade's Curse allows you to curse a target with a bonus action. Once cursed, the target takes more damage from your attacks equal to your proficiency bonus, you score critical hits on a 19 against them, and you regain HP if they die equal to your Warlock level plus Charisma modifier. Finally, you receive Pact Magic. Basically, you're a spellcaster, but not. You have limited spell slots, but they're at the highest level you can take them. And multi-classing with spellcasters doesn't require a bonus chart to figure out how many slots you get. You start off with 2 cantrips and 2 spells. We only need 1 cantrip though. Toll the Dead lets you ring your wailing bell. Oh, by the way, you have a bell. It sends chills down the survivors' spines and lets them know they're in trouble, unless you take the add-on, and then they will hear nothing. Targeting a creature within 60 feet, you force a wisdom save as a bell rings out, causing 1d8 necrotic damage on a failure, or 1d12 necrotic damage if they aren't at full health. For your second cantrip, take whatever you want. For spells, Shield adds +5 to your AC as a reaction. Hex curses a target as a bonus action that you can maintain for up to 1 hour. While cursed, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target, and you choose 1 skill to force disadvantage on. If they die, you can transfer the Hex to another target with a bonus action. Both Hex and Hexblade's Curse can be stacked, but they can't be used at the same time, so we'll take a couple turns to use both. Level 2 Warlocks gain Eldritch Invocations. These are add-ons to change your abilities or perks to grant you new ones. You get 2 right now, but we only need 1, so you're going to be replacing the other one next level. Devil's Sight makes darkness normal to you. It's not dark vision, you actually don't even notice it's dark for 120 feet. For your new spell, Cause Fear will cause fear. Forcing a wisdom save on a creature within 60 feet, they become frightened should they fail. This spell must be maintained, so you can't use Hex with it, and your target can re-roll the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. Good news, next level you'll be able to target 2 creatures with this when your spell slots get upgraded. Level 3 Warlocks have earned a Pact boon, and it's time for your weapon. Azarov's Skull. Pact of the Blade lets you magically create a weapon of your choice. The weapon can benefit from Hex Warrior, and you can turn one magic weapon into a Pact weapon. With an action, you can summon the weapon, and we're about to make it better. The Invocation Improved Pact weapon adds +1 to attack and damage of your Pact weapon and turns it into a spellcasting focus. You also have 2nd level spell slots. For your new spell, Blur shimmers your body and makes it harder to hit you. All attacks against you are at disadvantage unless their sight can bypass it, such as True Sight. This spell is concentration, so no Hex or Cause Fear with it. Time to start hunting, jumping over to Ranger to get another skill. Take whatever Ranger skill you want because we have it all. Level 1 Rangers gain Deft Explorer. This grants you several new features as you level up, starting with Canny. Choose one of your skills and double the proficiency of that skill. Place this into either Stealth or Perception. Both are really good and needed for this build. Favored Foe lets you mark a creature you hit. Now whenever you hit them, you will deal 1d4 bonus damage. This will be upgraded over time to be stronger than Hex. Now this is a concentration but not a spell, so you can't combine it with Hex, but it lets you save a spell slot. You can use Favored Foe a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. By the way, your character level 5 now. This means Toll the Dead now does 2d8 or 2d12 damage. Level 2 Rangers now have Fighting Style. Dueling adds +2 damage when you attack with a weapon in a single hand and you're not holding any other weapon. You're also a real spellcaster now. Heads up, your Ranger spells are Wisdom, while Warlock is Charisma. You receive 2 spells at this level. Long Strider adds 10 feet to your movement for 1 hour. Hunter's Mark is another thing that can't be stacked with Hex. As a bonus action, you can mark a target within 90 feet of you and deal an extra d6 of damage. You will also have advantage on finding and tracking the target for up to 1 hour while you maintain the spell. So let's talk about this real quick. Normally I don't like stacking so many similar abilities as it's redundant, but this is different. Firstly, Favored Foe doesn't require a spell slot, so if you've burned them, this is ready to go. Or if you just want to save them for later. Hunter's Mark is great if the target may escape and makes tracking that much easier. Think of this as the Bloodhound perk. Hex is great when you need to weaken your foe's skills or cause necrotic damage. You may want to replace Hex though, so let's give you that chance. Level 4 Warlocks receive our first ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat. Slasher adds +1 to your dex. When you attack with a slashing weapon like your axe and deal damage, you now get more add-ons to it. Once per turn, when your axe deals damage, you can now reduce the speed of your target by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Also, when you score a critical hit with your axe, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls till your next turn. For your new spell, Invisibility lets you turn invisible for 1 hour. You must maintain this spell, and if you attack or cast a spell, the invisibility will end. You can also now replace Hex if you want. Level 3 Rangers gain Primeval Awareness. This allows you to expend your awareness by burning 1 Ranger spell slot. For 1 minute per spell slot level, you will sense if any special creatures are within 1 mile of you. These creatures are aberrations, dragons, celestial, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead. It kind of fits you, but you tend to do this for humans. Sorry, you can't really use this for humans. But hey, you also get your subclass, and it's time to get your cloak. I know you can already turn invisible, but that's with a spell. Gloomstalkers specialize in fear and darkness. Sound familiar? Umbral Sight lets you bypass other creatures' dark vision. Now when in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see. If light touches you, people will see you. Don't worry, we're going to be loading you up with a lot more cloaks. Dread Ambusher adds your wisdom modifier to your initiative roll, allowing you to get the drop on people who are are working on generators or trying to get their friends off hooks. Disclaimer, I am not promoting hook camping. Hook camping is for tools. I'm merely suggesting if you start following someone who is returning to someone else you've already hooked, then it's fair game. Remember, hook camping is for tools and losers. Dread Ambusher also grants you an extra 10 feet of movement for your first turn of combat only, and grants you a special attack. If the special attack hits, you deal an extra 1d8 damage. Finally, you receive special Gloomstalker spells, but this level spell means nothing for this build, so we're going to ignore it. If you want to know what it is, it's Disguise Self. Go ahead and look it up. You also gain a new Ranger spell. Cure Wounds heals 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. Level 4 Rangers get another ability score improvement. Let's bump up Charisma for better attacks. Level 5 Rangers now have extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. You also have second level spells. For your new spell, Pass Without a Trace adds plus 10 to your stealth rolls for up to 1 hour. And you will not leave tracks in your wake. This spell does require to be maintained, but it's not a combat spell, so drop it when you're ready. Unless you want to just run around and harass people. Done that before. For your new Gloomstalker spell, Rope Trick allows you to create an extra dimensional space on top of a 60-foot long rope. From there, you can hide for up to 1 hour, and this is not a concentration spell. Not really you, but it works for you. Level 6 Rangers gain a new feature from Deft Explorer, Roving. You can now add 5+ to your total movement. Your favorite foe damage is now 1d6, matching Hex and Hunter's Mark. Level 7 Gloomstalkers receive Iron Mind. This grants you proficiency in wisdom saves, but you already have that, so you can instead take intelligence saves. Congrats, you are now proficient in wisdom, charisma, and intelligence saving throws, which are what spells target the most. You also gain a new ranger spell. Take what you want, there are some really good ones, but we got what we need right now. You are now character level 11, which means Toll the Dead deals 3d8 or 3d12 necrotic damage. Level 8 Rangers gain Land's Stride. Now, non-magical terrain costs no extra movement, and you have advantage against saving throws caused by magical plants. You also gain another ability score improvement, hit dex for better stealth and initiative. Level 9 Rangers now have 3rd level spells. For that spell, non-detection protects you from divination magic, and you can't be tracked with scrying for 8 hours. You also get a new Gloomstalker spell. Fear unleashes a 30-foot cone, forcing a wisdom save on anyone in the cone. Should they fail, they become completely afraid of you. They drop whatever they are holding and can now only use their actions to dash away from you. Should they break line of sight from you, they can retake the save. Don't let them. This is a concentration spell, so no bonus damage except from Hexblade's Curse, but who cares? They can't fight back. It's just like Dead by Daylight. Level 10 Rangers receive another Way of Cloak. Nature's Veil now allows you as a bonus action to become invisible for 1 turn. You can use this a number of times equal to proficiency bonus. You also receive your final feature from Deft Explorer, Tireless. You can now give yourself temporary HP equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. You can decrease your exhaustion level by 1 with a short rest. You can give yourself temporary HP a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Level 11 Gloomstalker Rangers gain Stalker's Flurry. Now, once per turn when you miss with a weapon attack, you gain another free attack. You also gain a new Ranger spell and take what you want. Level 12 Rangers get another ability score improvement. Let's place this into Wisdom for better tracking and initiative. Level 13 Rangers now have 4th level spells. Locate Creature lets you locate one creature you can describe or are familiar with. You know the direction they are located in as long as they are within 1,000 feet of you. You also know if they're on the move and know which direction they are moving in. For your new Gloomstalker spell, Greater Invisibility turns you invisible for 1 minute, and nothing but breaking concentration will end this, so you can attack and cast spells. You're now character level 17, which means Toll the Dead is maxed out at 4d8 or 4d12 necrotic damage. Level 14 Rangers gain their final improvement to Favored Foe, now dealing an extra d8 of damage. Vanish lets you take Hide as a bonus action, and you can no longer be tracked by non-magical means. Level 15 Gloomstalker Rangers receive Shadowy Dodge. Now whenever a creature attacks you and doesn't have advantage, you can use your reaction to cause the attack to be a disadvantage. You also receive your last Ranger spell. Freedom of movement stops difficult terrain or magical effects from slowing you down nor cause you to become paralyzed or restrained for 1 hour. You can also spend 5 feet of your movement to escape non-magical restraints, and being underwater imposes no penalties to your movement or attack. Our final level is level 16 Ranger, and we get our final ability score improvement. Let's cap off Charisma for better attacks. It's time to dive in. You are the ultimate predator. You can add plus 10 to your stealth rolls, can't be tracked normally or magically, and you can go invisible multiple ways with or without a spell slot. In the meantime, you can mark your prey multiple ways to cause bonus damage, give yourself advantage on hunting them, or mess up skill check. Speaking of damage, you attack twice normally, 3 times on your first turn, and gain a bonus attack if you miss. You're dealing plus 8 damage before you're adding any of your marks or your Hexblade's Curse, which will deal an extra 6 damage and crit on 19s. Your attacks are magical, and your bonus attack deals an extra 1d8 more damage than normal. Killing your target also heals you, and you can give yourself temporary hit points. Finally, you're just scary. You cause supernatural fear multiple ways, or using your stealth capabilities, you're just causing paranoia. Downside. Firstly, your stealth and tracking capabilities are not where they should be to match your game counterpart. But with Hunter's Mark, Pass Without a Trace, and wherever you place your canny will help. Your overall health is only 113, taking the average. Your prey will not always just let you hit them. They will eventually start fighting back, unless you use fear. Finally, your Warlock spell slots are limited. You have plenty of Ranger spell slots though, so that's not too bad. In the end, I don't really have much about this build I don't like. You deal magical damage, you're proficient in all soft stat saving throws, and your stealth capabilities are great. Room for improvement, but not bad at all. Wraith is one of my favorite characters to play in Dead by Daylight, as I like stealth. If you like Dead by Daylight or are just a horror fan, check out the rest of my Dead by Daylight roster like Huntress, Nemesis, and Michael Myers. Don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss a single new character each week.